guys know, in the summertime, they call them blockbusters that come out. Like, there's all these great movies that are coming out. I'm going to go ahead and unmute Anthony now. There are all these great movies that come out. But like when The Rock does a movie, like this blockbusters, and then there's like The Rock movie. Anthony, bro, I'm going to be really honest with you. We got a great lineup tonight. But, bro, I have been waiting on you to be here all night long tonight. Like, you are
no
my
pressure,
guy.
right? No pressure.
You are, from the first time we connected, man. I'm like, I told all my friends, I'm like, listen, man, this cat right here. I said, this is what I said. I said, he makes me look like I sleepwalk all the time. Like I don't have any energy. But anyway, hey guys, Anthony Trucks, a former University of Oregon player. I think they even beat that Maize and Blue team one time. I think you talked a little trash to me before.
Don't think we know this took place. We're number 4 on the sports. Then we got the SI cover curse. Yeah. No good.
Okay. Hey, can we mute him real quick, guys? Hey, but anyway, Anthony, tell our audience real quick a little bit about what you do, what's going on, and then talk about expansion. Take about 10 minutes to talk about expansion during crisis. And I'd love our audience to get an opportunity to do some Q&A.
Oh, yeah. So let's do this. So my name's Anthony Trucks, like you just said. I'm a former NFL athlete. Also, I play with the Bucks, Redskins, Steelers. That is not anything that I would say is my claim to my expertise. I actually teach coaches and speakers and those who are like experts in the world how to upgrade how they operate as human beings so they can be more, do more, and have more, which results in more income, more impact, and influence. And yes, I've said that a whole bunch of times because it's a cleaner way, but I promise, like when I get down to the nuts and bolts, that's the damn thing I do. I have a ton of fun doing it because, man, I'm a guy that's broke my life. I grew up in a lot of weird stuff. My core is identity. That's really what I work in. How do I get people to be the individual that they look at the people and go like, I want to be like that. And you look at them and you go, man, that's a lot to do. And then you get to the point of saying, man, if I could do all that stuff like it's typical Tuesday, like I'd kill the game. Because there's no shortage of information. There's no shortage of tools. We all got them. But some people, for some reason, seem to be magical and make it work. And I show you how that takes place. Identity is my thing because I grew up, I was given away at 3 years old to foster care. I was adopted into an all-white family at 14. So I spent about 11 years in a really heinous system. Got a chance to play high school football, sucked at it, got better somehow. Ended up going to college at U of O, got a scholarship, had a son at 20 years old, which is not the smart thing to do. I don't recommend you do it, but stay with my high school sweetheart, my fiance at the time. Met my real dad like a year later. Actually, it's game ball back here. First time I met my real dad was national television, first collegiate start, and I started as a true sophomore over a 50-year senior. I just balled, man. It was a good time. Progressed into the NFL. NFL stands for not for long. Got hurt in my 3rd year. Came home, opened a gym. Novel idea for an athlete. I know my degrees in kinesiology. A few years later, been broke my life. I got to the point where my wife had an affair. My family fell apart. The business sucked. I was out of shape. I'd lost the identity of a football player. I was in a massive crisis. I literally I broke my life. I call it like my software crashed. Like a computer has the hardware, the software runs the programming, right? I wasn't operating very smooth. Had to figure out how the hell I broke my life. And then what I did is I started progressing forward and like figuring out how things worked, where I was having to download the information of what I really needed to work on as a human to be able to have everything build up. So I got to the point where after 3 years in a fog, I've had this light switch moment of this is not the life I want to live. I was actually 3 years out of the league, sleeping in a 500 square foot studio apartment with my kids on an air mattress next to me. 3 kids, I had 2 more with my wife. So it was all bad. Figured it out, man. And a lot of it came to I just didn't have the right beliefs and thoughts and actions. And the mindset was all off. I had bad habits and I didn't have a good sense of confidence anymore. I had to build that over time. And the more I did it, the better I got, to where 1 year in 2013, I had to borrow $5,000 from my ex-wife, which is not fun to do if you got an ex-wife. I don't know if you guys know that. That's not what you ask for money. And the next year made $406,000, had contracts that built up. And I started making great strides. And I realized there's a great deal of experience and expertise in my world and my life. My adoptive mom passed after 17-year battle with MS. And I realized I got to get back to this world and reach a high potential. So my core is I got to get people to reach a full potential. Statistically, I'm not supposed to be doing what I do. And damn it, if I can't get better. So I pushed. I started getting into the speaking world, went from sitting in a seat in a Burchard event to now I've spoken on 10 of his stages. I'm in a creepy mastermind, which is amazing minds like Brendan and Dean, Graziosi, Lewis House, Trent Shelton, Jay Shetty, Prince. Yeah, I'm name dropping, but you get it, big minds. And now I'm in this blessed opportunity to go back and say, what in the hell worked for me? And it was the human being behind the scenes. It wasn't the tools. It wasn't the techniques. I'd spent a lot of time on those, but nothing was moving. It was when I get to that point of overwhelm or stretched, how do I operate? How do I push? How do I flow? How do I stretch? How do I lean into it? And the more I learn to ratchet things in, the more I could excel and achieve. So I'm in a place with guys who are seriously, no lie, like the shortest amount of time, they're like 10 to 10, 11 years in. I'm like 6 years in. And the only thing that's different is like I get way more done in an average day than anybody else. I now got back with my ex-wife. I have my family, which you see in a picture here, back together. My kids are all in the house. Like I have a phenomenal, like beautiful life. And I love just coming like this to share with you guys information. So that was a longer intro, but here's the thing. At the end of the day, the most important piece I can give you guys is you've got to get to the point of grasping that no matter where you're at, we all want more. We can all test that. That's cool. More money, it's some way. I want to be able to reach more people. I want to be the face whenever I walk to a stage and see people like see my face on the thing. And right, you want to have your face in the summit picture that brought you here. All that's possible. The only difference is, are you doing what you're supposed to do with your time? Are you operating in all aspects? Not productivity though. Productivity is good, but it'll ruin your life, because I was productive and I neglected my family and I neglected my health, right? It's how do I operate in all of it? How do I show up and handle crazy moments? Because there's 4 areas you got to operate. It's business, it's family, it's health, and it's the moments you can't get back. How do I operate when I don't feel like doing this thing? Do I do it? Do I not do it? Do I get overwhelmed? Do I make excuses? Do I procrastinate? And if you can lean into those things, that's how you change the game. And there's a process you go through to stretch. I don't know how much time we have. I'm rattling things off, but damn it, if you guys take nothing from my time today, it's this. There's a 7-second rule I've implemented in my life. My clients seem to love this thing. I literally, like, there's a lot of stuff that comes across my plate where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. And I'm sure you all have moments you're like, I got to write this. I got to read this. I got to, right? Within 7 seconds, if I can't flip it to like, oh shit, this is going to be amazing. Like, I'm going to figure it out. Like, if I can't 7 seconds to like, I want to solve this puzzle, I will always fall on my face. So I am in a place to try to tune my brain and tune my clients' brains into like, I need to get you to those moments and then show you how to navigate those, because what happens the next time, it doesn't even cross your path as a problem. It just gets done. It's like, oh, and then now what happens is now I close what I call the identity gap of what's called CLO, my comprehensive lower operation, to my CPO, my comprehensive peak operation. And this gap it's one you can close by making this identity shift I talk about. And that's the goal. It's like, how do I get to this tier? And I don't care who you are. I got clients who are like executives at Amazon, and they're talking about egos. These guys got egos. And the idea is like, damn it, I'm going to poke and prod. I need to get you to moments where you try to give me excuses and show you how to climb the walls. Then when you do, it's like, oh, that's awesome. I'm that guy now. Because here's the thing. Any of your heroes, this is always like my measure, my gauge. When I get to the moment of overwhelm, I ask like, would P. Diddy or Richard Branson look at my schedule and say, oh yeah, that's a pretty tough day? If they would look at my schedule and laugh at me, I must do more, because every level you're trying to reach right now, everything you're running into, if it's still stressing you, you are never going to get there. You've got to find this clear picture in your brain of like, that place I want to get to, when I'm meeting that, that's what I got to do right now. And I got to build and build and build and stretch to the point where that literally becomes like second nature.
So Anthony, you're talking about like literally, bro, just almost like working a muscle. If I'm bench pressing and I'm at 185 and I want to get to 225, I'm not going from 185 to 225 next week. It's 185 to 190. Yeah, exactly right.
They come in like, oh, it's too heavy. I'm going to come back later and hope that next time I come in, I'll be stronger. Like, no, that's not how it works. You go to a lighter weight, you build up to where that weight that was heavy becomes your warm up. It takes time though.
Anthony, hey, I'm the MC here. I'm good friends with Ken for 19 years.
What a dude.
One of the things that you said that really struck me, because I think a lot of us are living in this season where there's moments we've never seen before, moments we don't know, moments we're experiencing with our kids, our family, our business, because everything's changing. Will you unpack for a minute what you said? I gravitated towards it. I'm doing this selfishly for me now. What does it look like with the moments you don't get back?
Yeah, like,
so unpack that for a minute.
Everybody has great feelings now. Like, I feel good. I'm going to do this when that time. I want to be great, right? And then the moment shows up and you don't master the moment. I say mastering moments moves mountains. And in those moments, that 7 second I talk about, like, it's like in that moment, what am I doing to lean in and do what I said I'm going to do? So there's this really unique power to this that most people skip and miss out on. Whenever I go to make a workout, like, or I have to eat a meal, or I skip that meal, it's not that I'm just skipping that meal, but it has something to do with my core identity. So this is one that you guys got to grab. This will be quick, but very helpful. It'll make sense for this. So in this area we're in right now, how do we manage this moment in time? How do we handle now? How do we expand right now? The thing is, we're all met with moments that we have to figure out. Like, it's the morning, I got a bunch of time, I don't got to go out, I got to figure out. I have what's called an ideal identity, the one that I got to be is going to reach what I want to reach. And it's comprised of 6 little sections. It's a Venn diagram: beliefs, thoughts, actions. Beliefs are like what I believe must be done. Who am I? What's going on in the world? The thoughts, what's running in my head all day long. Can I, should I, how does it take place? The actions, the big needle movers, the big ones are like, I'm scared of, but I got to do, I got to launch, I got to push, I got to call somebody, whatever it is. Those all overlap though. Between thoughts and beliefs, you have what's called your mindset. If I don't believe I'm supposed to do something, then I don't think I'm supposed to, there's weakness. Or if I believe I'm supposed to, and I question myself, can I sell this? Will they buy it? Am I good enough? Mindset's weak, I don't move. But mindset has a master, it's identity. I had a great mindset. I was a former NFL linebacker, broke my life. Like, you gotta have more. Then you have between your thoughts and your actions is your habits. We all know habits. I'm not gonna go deep. You gotta have better habits. The habits you have, feel comfortable, raise it till they're uncomfortable, do them until they become comfortable. You kill it. The big piece is between beliefs and actions. The big actions I know I'm supposed to do and I believe I should, but then I don't. It's where your character, your pride, and your ego lie. If I am looking at my life and I might talk about, like, I want to take this action and I don't, I get this small ego. I feel less than. Oh, you suck. Why did you do that? It was just one burrito. No. Like, that matters. But if I take the action, I'm like, yeah, look at you, you're great. And so I can show up bold, and it'll ooze into my sales conversations. It'll ooze into my social media. People will know through your eyes if you believe in you. And so these actions aren't just an action just to take it to move the needle. It's who are you? So that when it comes time for you to fight for yourself and say, no, I deserve this speech. I'm the best coach. I should help you. It comes from these little moments. And if you take this whole diagram and flip it on its side and put propellers on it like a drone, if you think about a drone, one propeller goes out, that thing turns and falls into a wall. You can't keep rising. You need all these running.
That's good, Andy.
Beliefs, thoughts, actions, habits, mindset, ego. If they're all moving smooth, damn it, you rise. And so here's 3 stages to do this. See, shift, sustain. Real quick. You got to see what is needing to be seen that you don't want to see, that you got to work on. Part of my marriage being fixed was me owning up to things I was struggling with. And I'm like, damn it, I don't want to see it. But now that I do, I can work on that. So see what really has to be seen. Then shift. If you do the shift first, just start working on things, you'll find you climb a ladder that's leaned against the wrong building. It's like, I did all this work. It was the wrong work. Go see first, then shift. You got to figure out what, and it's this 3 process: design your ideal identity, develop a plan to make it come to action and come to reality, deploy it into the world, go do the work. Then when it do things and come back, debrief, redo it. Over time, you become this different monster. As a statement, write this down. What you create creates you. The creation process is dirty, long, and ugly. But when you get done with that, if you don't turn around and go, I'm a monster, like, then you're crazy. Because the work you have to do to get there, it creates this different confidence, self-esteem, like different human. The last part, sustain the trajectory, find people that have a great groove, and that's how you'll be able to make this shift I'm talking about. Damn, we got a whole lot in like 10 minutes, my man.
Anthony, and my guy, I told you the Rock is in the building, guys.
So I threw it all at you. And I didn't even know we were on right now. I was on a different summit, and they're like, someone texts like, you going to get on? I'm like, oh, I'm on? I thought it was like 3 hours from now. It's Eastern time.
Hey, Anthony, you got a mic? You got a mic real quick? Hey, just drop that shit. Just drop it. Drop the mic.
There it goes.
Anthony, listen, bro. Listen, man, I'm super grateful. Glad we got connected. Just enjoying our friendship. We've got Pastor Tim Story. Tim, I would love, do you have a question for Mr. Anthony real quick?
Yeah, number one, I'm a fan of his.
Appreciate it, man.
And I'm very proud of him. You know, I really am proud of him. See, shift, sustain, great points. And I love the way he talked about that, because you got to visualize it. And then, Anthony, I like what you said about the shift. So sometimes that's that paradigm shift that you were honest enough to talk about doing that in your marriage. As you know, so many NFL players don't know how to make that shift. And then to sustain, most people are great starters. They start diets, they start a lot of things, but they don't know how to sustain. So I love what Anthony is up to. And I think that he is very fresh in the game right now. And he's going to just take what he's doing in self-help motivation to a whole other level and take it worldwide. The world's looking for you, Anthony. So go
Thank
do
you,
it.
man.
Yes, they
Appreciate
are,
you,
Anthony.
Tim.
Anthony,
Seriously.
dude, I love you, buddy. Thank you for taking some time
My pleasure.
out to
Seriously.
be with us tonight, bro. Appreciate you. Grateful for you. And like I said, man, when it comes to blockbusters, baby, you're the rock.
Appreciate it, man. Seriously, thank you. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I do have to hop off though, because my children are like, I thought it was 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna go get my kids and hang out with them for a little bit. Love you
Go
guys.
hang out with
Thank
your
you so
kiddos.
much for having me. Take care, everybody.